All right, we're going to be using the Chalk Mountain oil stains today. So to begin with, you're going to want to start with bare wood. If you have a surface like I do that is covered in paint, you're going to have to get it down to bare wood by either sanding, using a chemical stripper, or any other form that you prefer to get paint off of a piece. So I did a little bit of both, so I'm using my mineral spirits. You want to make sure there is no residue left on your piece. It needs to be, as I said, bare wood. And then if you do choose to use a chemical stripper, again, go in with your sandpaper. The highest grit you're going to want to use is 220. 180 would even be a really, really good choice because it helps wood accept stain. Anything higher than that is going to seal it off. So here's a few of their colors here. I've got black, dark brown, light brown, and then of course white. You can see the pigment settle at the bottom. That is perfectly normal. You just give them a good shake before you go to use them. So for this piece, I chose to use the white, and then I also am using one of their sponge applicator pads. You can apply this however you like. If you want to use a brush, if you want to use just a cloth, whatever means necessary, it's totally fine. I just really like these sponges because they hold a lot of product. And then I have a little shop towel there to wipe back any excess. So as I said, you give it a good shake, and then I just squirt it directly on the piece, and I can use the sponge to get it all in. You can work back and forth, swirling all around, but on your finished motion, you want to make that in the direction of wood grain. So as you can see, I'm wearing gloves for this. It is absolutely not necessary. This stuff is actually good for your hands. It's made with walnut oil. This is food safe. You can use it on cutting boards if you wanted to stain a cutting board. I'm wearing gloves just so that I don't get the pigments underneath my nails, which I can't stand. So that's the only reason I'm wearing gloves for this. Like I said, it's absolutely safe. I let my toddler help me with this product and put it on, and I'm never worried about any of that. So it's really great in that regard. Real quick, I want to show you why I love these sponges so much. So just for around these spindles here, I just take and grab and twist, and it just perfectly coats it. It's just wonderful. And then any excess stain that you get on, you can just wipe it back with a dry cloth and it cleans up the area perfectly. I will then let this product sit overnight and come back in and do my second coat. If you're happy with the coverage that you got with your first coat, you can absolutely leave it. I wanted this to be a little bit brighter, so I went in with another coat. So I just take my shop towel, go through, wipe back everything, and then I'm ready to go in with a second coat. Your second coat will work just like your first. You squirt it on and then do the same motions of working it into the piece and then doing the final motions of going in the direction of your wood grain. You can do up to 3 coats on this. Again, I would let this sit overnight for the penetration to go all the way into the wood. And if you have a drier wood, it will kind of suck it up a lot faster than, say, a wood that isn't as dry. Now, you could absolutely leave this alone as is after you go through with your clean cloth and wipe off all the excess oil and pigment that's left on the top of the surface, and it is self-sealing, so you don't have to seal this afterwards. It's totally fine and ready for use. However, if you're doing something like a nightstand and not a cutting board, then I like to seal with poly. You can seal with an oil-based poly if you like, but I actually let this sit for about 3 days, and then I just make sure to go over it with a clean, dry cloth and make sure there's no excess oil coming up at all, and then I can seal it with a water-based poly without any issues. And I just do multiple coats of the Chalk Mountain Satin Poly and have had no problems at all. And here's the finished result. I hope you enjoyed this and you learned something and you just love this product as much as I do.